Fuck the children.
That's my boy. My boy.
Emergency news people like to say police have responded to an emergency. No, they haven't. They've responded to an emergency situation. We know it's an emergency. Everything is
Shit.
You wouldn't know it from some of the things I've said over the years, but I like
fucking the police.
Excuse me, Bruno. Incoming call. Hey, Steve, what time's the circle jerk start tonight? And I'm getting really sick of guys named sick of... You know, yeah, it's just a goofy fucking name, okay? Taylor, Tyler.
There's Fillmore and there's Hayes.
Hi, Tucker. I'm Todd. Hi, Todd. I'm Tucker. Carl. Son.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson.
Shut the fuck up. Fuck Tucker. Carl. Son. Tucker. Carl. Son. Your socks. And fuck Tucker's friend, Governor Bush. And immediately, I thought of some super virus, because that's what Americans do now. They're always willing to trade away a mask in exchange for freedom. What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with freedom. And Americans they panic easily, so now everybody's running around trying to avoid all contact with masks. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. You know how many people die in this country from some super virus every year? 600,000. If you kill all the Americans, then when pussies do come along, you're not going to be prepared. I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get sick, you're going to die, and you're going to deserve it because you're reminding what Americans do that you can fuck with germs any time you want, as long as they put up with it. Which means, of course, you're going to get sick, you're going to die. Now. God damn it. Fucking pussies. Let me tell you a true story about some super virus, okay? When I was in New York City and all the latest infections, we swam in alcohol, you know, to die. And at that time, the big fear was the super virus. But you know something? In my neighborhood, we placed the mask. No one ever got the super virus. No one, ever. And if I dropped food on the floor, I'd pick it up and eat the toilet seat. And if I dropped food on the floor, I'd fucking die.
In the unlikely event of a sudden
super virus infection, don't fuck around.
Either
place the mask over your face and breathe normally.
Or fucking die.
Well, I have no problem with that. I always breathe normally when
600,000 Americans die.
I also shit normally. Right?
Joe Pesci.
Pants! They tell you to adjust your mask before helping your child with his. Well, I have no problem with that. In fact, I'm probably going to be too busy
masturbating
to help him at all. Now, to balance the scale, I'd like to talk about some things that bring us together. Things that point out our differences instead of our similarities, because that's all you ever hear about in this country is our prick-waving dick fight.
But it needs practice.
Did you ever notice how sometimes all day Wednesday, you keep thinking it's Wednesday, and then the next day, you keep thinking it's day, and then the next day, you keep thinking it's
Fuck the children.
day.
Well, I have no problem with that.
Do you ever find yourself standing in one of the rooms in your house and you can't remember why you went in your
Pussy.
and two words float across your mind? Sex jokes. Do you ever notice sometimes when you're fucking at your date, when somebody comes in the room and
Nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow.
you can never get them to rub the right spot, can you? Right here. They always go, where? Here? And you just want to slap the bastard. How about when you're going up a flight of stairs and you think there's one more step? And you go, and then you have to kind of keep whipping out the weenie. So people will think it's something you do all the time. Well, I have no problem with that.
place the mask over your face.
Or fucking die.